back to our series on the epic history of Rome. Today, we journey back in time to the very beginning, the founding of a city that would come to rule an empire. But before the grand arenas, before the legions, and before the emperors, there was a legend, a tale of two brothers, a she-wolf, and the divine promise of greatness. Imagine standing on the sacred grounds of the Palatine Hill, where it all began, a place shrouded in myth and mystery. This, dear viewers, is where Rome's story is born. Some say all great cities are born of myth, and Rome is no exception. Legends provide more than stories, they anchor us to a time of heroes and gods. As we unravel the tale of Romulus and Remus, you'll see how this ancient legend formed the heart and soul of Roman identity, one that endures even to this day. According to Roman mythology, the founding of Rome begins with twin brothers, Romulus and Remus, heirs to a remarkable destiny. Cast aside at birth, left to die by those who feared their power, they would instead rise to create a city unlike any other. Their story was destined to be one of struggle, resilience, and, ultimately, the birth of Rome itself. Raised by a creature of the wild, their strength and bond would echo through Rome's history, becoming a beacon for every Roman to come. Left helpless by the river, the infant twins were found by a creature that symbolized the fierce spirit of Rome, the she-wolf. With a motherly instinct, she nurtured them, providing milk and protection, embodying both the wild and nurturing spirit that would define Rome. Under her care, Romulus and Remus grew strong, their hearts as wild as the forests around them, their spirits unbroken. It is said that the she-wolf not only saved their lives but instilled in them a fierce loyalty, a loyalty that would shape the destiny of a civilization. It was Romulus who ultimately claimed victory, and on April 21, 753 BC, he began laying out the boundaries of his city on the Palatine Hill. In a solemn ritual, Romulus marked Rome's perimeter with a plow, consecrating it to the gods and marking it as a city apart from all others. He proclaimed that within these boundaries, Rome would rise, a city to rival the gods themselves. It was a simple gesture, yet in that moment, Rome was born, its foundations set upon sacred earth, destined to rise above all others. But in a devastating turn, Remus, driven by defiance or perhaps a tragic sense of fate, crossed his brother's boundaries. This single act would end in bloodshed, with Romulus striking down his own brother. It is said that Romulus mourned but held firm, believing the gods had spoken through this act. Remus's death became a sacrifice that would bind Rome to destiny but also to a legacy of struggle and conflict. From its very foundation, Rome would be marked by ambition, by the sacrifice of loved ones, and by the relentless pursuit of greatness. Romulus became Rome's first king, not just as a ruler but as a symbol of its might and endurance. The people saw him as a figure with the power to lead, to protect, and to expand. Under Romulus, Rome would begin to grow, attracting warriors and wanderers, builders and dreamers. His legacy was not simply that of a founder but of a protector, a leader who embodied the city's ideals. Rome would stand strong because Romulus had sacrificed everything, even his own brother, to build it. The myth of Romulus and Remus was more than just a story, it was the heartbeat of Rome. In times of war and peace, this tale reminded Romans of their origins, of their divine right, and of the fierce love that bound them to their city. It was a unifying force, bringing Romans together, inspiring them to believe in their city's greatness, and instilling a sense of duty to protect it at all costs. Romulus and Remus were more than myth, they were Rome's spirit incarnate. Archaeological findings suggest that the Palatine Hill was indeed inhabited around the time of Rome's founding. Pottery, tools, and remnants of structures have been uncovered, hinting that this hill, sacred to Romulus, may have held significance long before his legendary city. These findings offer tantalizing glimpses into a past where myth and history blur, reminding us that Rome's legendary beginning might hold more truth than we think. While the story of Rome's founding is steeped in legend, its date, April 21, 753 BC, marks a critical moment in Roman tradition. This date serves as the foundation stone of Rome's calendar, a timeless reminder of their mythic origins. Though historians question the factual details, Romans believed it fully, grounding their present in the ancient past and ensuring their future was built upon the legacy of Romulus. The myth has left its mark on the symbols of Rome, from the she-wolf statue that stands proud to the letters SPQR, the Senate and people of Rome. These symbols were reminders of the values and beliefs that the legend of Romulus and Remus instilled in each Roman. Through war, peace, triumph, and disaster, these symbols kept the spirit of Rome alive, binding its people to their city's ideals. Over centuries, the story of Romulus and Remus has evolved, retold in countless ways, each reflecting the values of the time. Some versions focus on Romulus's strength, others on Remus's sacrifice, yet all agree on one thing, that Rome's foundation was no ordinary beginning. It was the birth of an eternal city, shaped by both divine and human hands. Religion was at the heart of Roman life, and their founding myth became a sacred part of their identity. Rituals, festivals, and ceremonies reminded Romans of their bond to the gods and to their ancestors, connecting their daily lives to Romulus and Remus's legacy. The celebration of Rome's founding became more than just a festival, it was a renewal of Rome itself. Every year, Romans would celebrate the Perilia on April 21st, honoring their city and reaffirming their commitment to its future. It was a tradition that strengthened their bond and deepened their pride in Rome. Nature played a crucial role in the founding myth. The Tiber River, where Romulus and Remus were abandoned, became a symbol of fate and survival. It was here that destiny intervened, allowing the twins to be discovered by the she-wolf. The river itself became a lifeline for the city, nourishing the lands and anchoring Rome to its mythic origin. As Rome grew, its population needed women to ensure future generations. The tale of the Sabine women speaks to early struggles and alliances. Romulus invited the neighboring Sabines to a festival and abducted their women, but ultimately, the Sabine women intervened to bring peace between the two communities, solidifying Rome's bonds with its neighbors and ensuring its continued growth. In honor of the she-wolf who saved Romulus and Remus, Romans celebrated the Lupercalia, a festival of purification and fertility. This annual event, marked by wild rituals and offerings, embodied the connection between Rome's mythical past and its present, ensuring that every citizen would remember their city's origins and the wild spirit of its founding. The legend of Romulus and Remus encapsulated Rome's core values: strength, duty, loyalty, and resilience. These ideals were woven into the very fabric of Roman society. Generations of Romans looked to Romulus as the model of a leader who valued Rome above all else, a reminder of the sacrifices required to achieve greatness. Today, the legacy of Romulus and Remus continues to inspire. Their story reminds us of the timeless nature of ambition and unity. The Eternal City, as Rome came to be known, stands as a testament to the human drive to build, to protect, and to believe in something larger than oneself. Through myth, Rome remains alive, eternally vibrant in the hearts of all who know its story.